So there's this road in New York City that might as well be called the In-Transit Hell Expressway, but the people in New York call it the Belt Parkway. I got stuck on there one time, 2.5 hours, creeping along from Kennedy all the way to the Verrazano Bridge. And when I hit the Verrazano Bridge, I looked at a giant sign that said, toll, passenger cars, $14. And at this point, I was completely livid. After sitting in the car for 2.5 hours, stopping and going, and then having the privilege of paying $14 for that lovely trip, I was really incensed. I grabbed my cell phone, flipped it open, wasn't on, and I had a $20 bill at the ready, and I coasted into the toll booth, ranting into the cell phone about how fucked up New York City is with the traffic and everything else, and how ridiculous $14 toll was. I hand the toll collector the $20 bill and keep ranting, not even making eye contact, and suddenly I hear him say, "Sir, using a cell phone while operating a motor vehicle is illegal in New York State. It's been on the books for 2 years. It's a $150 fine. Here is your change. There's an officer over there who will give you a citation." And I was like, what? Oh no, it's not even on. Look, it's not on. "Sir, I'm not going to tell you again. Go see the officer over there for the citation." I stare at his holstered Glock and the badge on the side of his leather jacket, NYPD, and I know he means business. So I go over there, I get the citation, and I ask the cop, I go, "Can you just do me one favor and put my phone number on the ticket? Because I feel like I can probably beat this. I wasn't using the phone, it wasn't even on, so how could I be talking on a cell phone?" I get in my car and I drive that lonely stretch down the Jersey Turnpike, thinking about, I thought $14 was bad, now I'm into this for $150. I get home, the first thing I do is Google New York State Motor Vehicle Code. And it says, a person is considered to be using their cell phone if holding it to their ear, unless it can be proved that the phone was not engaged in a phone call. Aha! Verizon, send me my bill. And so I write not guilty on the ticket, I mail it in, and about 2 months later, armed with my phone records, head up to Staten Island for my trial. The judge says, "I see you were charged with using a cell phone while operating a motor vehicle, and you're pleading not guilty. What do you have to say for yourself?" "Well, Your Honor, according to New York State law," "Don't tell me about the law. I know the law." "Well, I have records to show that I wasn't using the phone." "Let me see it." He takes the 5-page document, which I have nicely highlighted in yellow, the dates and times of my last phone call. One was made 3 hours before the ticket, the next one was made 3 hours after the ticket, so clearly I was not using the phone. He looks at the papers, flips through them, and he goes, "I don't have time to read all this stuff. Boil it down for me." So I said, "Well, look, it shows that I wasn't using the phone." He looks at me and he goes, "How do I know that this is the phone that you had in your hand at the time of the incident?" And I said, "Well, why would I have anyone else's phone?" He goes, "Well, why would you?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, it's pretty logic says you'd have your own phone with you." And I go, and also I asked the officer to write down the phone on the number on the ticket. He refused to do it, and because I thought it might come in handy. And why else would I be coming all the way back up to Staten Island to fight this thing? Unless I'm crazy. He asked the officer, who happened to be there, to rise and say, "Can you tell me what happened?" The officer says, "Yes, Your Honor. I witnessed the defendant talking on the phone to his friend, complaining about New York City's traffic and the high price of the toll." So I said, I had to laugh. I'm going, "Yeah, that's the truth." So the judge says, "Well, I'm prepared to rule on this. Do you have anything else to say?" And I said, "Look, Your Honor, if I'm guilty of anything. I'm guilty of being a total asshole schmo, pretending to talk on the telephone, my cell phone, but I was not actually guilty of doing that. And my phone records show that I wasn't." He says, "Well, that's nice to know, But you can appeal it if you want, but guilty as charged. I get out of the courtroom more dejected, facing more in-transit hell heading down the Jersey Turnpike, feeling completely defeated and dejected. And I only have one thing to say, and I know that you all know this already. Get fucking easy pass.